come on out. All right, let's come stand with me.
Yeah.
Bam.
Right with you.
Right here.
Mayor, pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, good morning again. Appreciate you all taking the time to be here. I am here with board members of the Sewerage and Water Board, along with a very distinguished gentleman who I will introduce in a few minutes. But we are here to announce some immediate resignations of deputy directors, and also as it relates to moving the Sewerage and Water Board forward. I want to make it very clear that the top priority for the Sewerage and Water Board at this time is ensuring that we have credibility, integrity, and real capacity at the helm and at every level as we prepare for our new executive director to begin September the 3rd. Mr. Gaston Carbon has accepted the role of executive director for the Sewerage and Water Board, and it has to happen that we as a board are prepared for leadership coming forth to ensure that we stabilize the organization and we meet the needs of our customers every single day. That's why we're here this morning. So I've accepted the resignations, and we will call for a special Sewerage and Water Board meeting tomorrow afternoon of the board to ratify changes as well as enlist our oncoming admiral to take over the helm within the next several weeks. At this time, I would also ask my President Pro Tem, Dr. Tamika Duplessis, to speak on this matter on behalf of the Sewerage and Water Board as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the City of New Orleans, the Board of Directors for the Sewerage and Water Board is committed to continuing in the mode of new leadership. We are committed to the board employees and to bringing customer service to a better state. With that, we are pleased to welcome General Rear Admiral David Callahan to our fold.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I have two ranks now, a general and an admiral, but that's okay. No, I appreciate that. Mayor Cantrell, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today and to help serve this great city. That's, for me, it's about service. And as the mayor has mentioned, or others have mentioned, I just finished up a 35-year plus career in the United States Coast Guard, retired as a 2-star admiral, right here in New Orleans. So my career, I was stationed here 3 times. I love New Orleans. My wife Kathy loves New Orleans. We decided to retire and stay here because we love this city so much. So you can understand why when I'm asked to help out, it was in my terms, a no-brainer to step up and assist. I'm deeply committed to the city, and I'm deeply committed to moving forward with the entities within the city, and honored to serve as the interim director for the next several weeks. You should know that yesterday I spoke with Gaston, the incoming executive director, and he and I have had extensive conversations already, and I will be talking to him on a daily basis during this interim period. He's an amazing choice for that position, and he's going to serve very well in that position. He's going to serve this city very well. And I want to make sure people know that my job is to get through this interim period and to help Gaston with his transition. That's my role, and that's I will help him as much as he needs during that period. So as you all know, if you live in New Orleans, you know we are approaching the height of hurricane season. It's a particularly vulnerable period for the Gulf Coast and this city. We have to pay attention. And my focus is going to be on readiness for hurricane season and tropical weather. And then the other primary focus I have is continuing that effort to find a resolution to the billing issues that you all know about. So with that, there's plenty for me to do today. Meet with a lot of people and spend some time with folks, the leadership team, and I'll get to that right away. But Mayor, I want to thank you again for the opportunity to serve this city. I'm honored, so thank you very much.
No, thank you, and as the Admiral stated, his background is very much significant to the city of New Orleans, having been in the trenches, both post-Katrina, overseeing the U.S. Coast Guard, as well as overseeing human capital and personnel and human resources matters for the Coast Guard as well, making him the top choice at this time to ensure that we right the ship, that we stay focused on new leadership that is joining the Sewerage and Water Board, and we're doing it with real precision as well as intentionality, because the citizens of this city deserve to trust their utility as it relates to the Sewerage and Water Board. So it is a top priority for me every day, and will continue to be, not only through this transition, but moving this city forward holistically. Are there any questions?
Questions about Sewerage and Water Board.
Specifically, who has resigned and what role will the Rear Admiral be taking?
The Admiral will take the role of pretty much directing the overall Sewerage and Water Board through transition and onboarding of our new Executive Director, Mr. Gasson Carbine. The directors or deputies that tendered their resignation go by the last names of Rivers, Doucette, as well as Judkins. The Sewerage and Water Board will meet tomorrow afternoon. A notice will go out today, ensuring that the 24-hour public notice is being adhered to. And at that time, the board will take action one, to ratify the decision to bring forth Admiral Callahan, as well as the transitioning out of our acting director, Ms. Russell Brown, which was in the process as we move forward towards September the 3rd.
But it was expected that Jade Brown Russell would be on board until the new permanent director was assigned. Why the sudden shakeup?
We need to ensure that the vacancies, particularly the directors, deputy directors, that those vacancies happen in preparation for new leadership that is arriving. We have no room for distractions. We have only room for progress. And so we're wanting to make sure, again, that the table is set for our next executive director to hit the ground and hit the ground running with the best leadership possible to ensure an onboarding of the new executive director.
Now, those three deputy directors you mentioned just got big raises approved by the board. Seems like you're reversing all of that.
Well, actually, to correct you, those raises were not approved by the board. That is actually an administrative decision, sir. So it did not come before the Sewerage and Water Board. What was approved, one, by the Civil Service Commission, second, by the New Orleans City Council, which I served on, and third, by the board, our compensation package fully to increase the wages associated with plumbers, engineers, plant workers, and the like. So these are much needed, I would say, shifts in not only the category, but the compensation aligned with these particular jobs, that we need to make sure that folks are being paid according to the job that they're doing.
I just wonder what kind of
Sir,
signal you're
you've
sending.
already
Go ahead.
asked
So
several
do
questions.
these resignations have to do with these raises?
The resignations definitely have to do with, one, having employees that understand fully the conditions that we're faced with within the New Orleans Sewerage and Water Board, as well as being proactive as it relates to where we are, billing issues, where we are with needing to stand up the organization and build trust throughout the city of New Orleans. And this paves the way for our new executive director to hit the ground and make decisions aligned with his vision for moving the Sewerage and Water Board forward.
All
The
right,
people
those
that
are
got
the
raises, they
issues.
didn't have an idea of what was going on. Like you just said, this paves the way for people who do.
This makes sure that the Sewerage and Water Board is in the best position possible to, one, alleviate any operational problems that we're facing, as well as being prepared for new leadership to right-size the organization and to ensure that it is sustained.
All right,
Did
WDSU.
you ask these people to resign, and when did you accept their resignation? And lastly, are they gonna receive any kind of compensation on their way out, like a severance package or some kind of benefits or anything like that?
Resignations were effective this morning, and they are immediate, and they are not subject to any severance packages. These are at-will employees, and this Sewerage and Water Board will not be beholden to the previous administration and decisions that were brought forth during that particular time. This is a new administration, this is new leadership that is in place as it relates to the Sewerage and Water Board, and we're prepared for new leadership coming in way of an executive director for the Sewerage and Water Board September the 3rd. We're paving the way for that to occur.
So did you ask them to resign?
The director, acting director, asked for resignations immediately and at my request, absolutely, and in consultation with the incoming executive director, and of course, me having dialogue with the Sewerage and Water Board as a whole. We're very serious about providing our customers and our citizens with quality service, incredible, making sure that we have capable residents that can really adhere to what we're asking, to trust us. And we're wanting to make decisions in that realm.
Did
Times-
Jade
Madam-
Brown Russell
Times-Picayune-
also,
It's Times-Picayune's turn.
what's her
Please.
role?
I have his
Please,
question.
it's Times-Picayune.
Has Jade Brown Russell also resigned, or if not, what is her role until Mr. Corbin arrives?
The Sewerage and Water Board will be meeting tomorrow afternoon, and at such time, we will take the necessary steps to bring Admiral on as it relates to the procedures that we have to follow at this time.
Does that mean that Ms. Jade Brown Russell will no longer be with the Sewerage and Water Board at that point?
The Sewerage and Water Board will be led under the leadership of our Admiral, as we indicated, Admiral Callahan, and we will move forward as it relates to onboarding Mr. Gassan, who will start September 3rd, and the services of the Admiral will stay in place until our executive director has indicated that he's definitely in a position to move us forward.
So is she
Alright.
no longer gonna be with the Sewerage and Water Board? That's the question. Is she resigning as well once the Admiral comes on?
The Sewerage and Water Board will have a meeting tomorrow to make sure that we adopt, ratify the decision that is being made to ensure that our Admiral is in place to lead the Sewerage and Water Board over the next several weeks.
Was there an issue with her
Okay.
leadership?
No further questions. Thank you.
There wasn't an issue with her leadership?
This is about ensuring that we have the table set for the next leader who will be serving in the capacity of Executive Director of the Sewerage and Water Board.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everybody.